Call this meeting to order on February 28th. Call this meeting to order on February 28th at 6:30. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have roll call, Monica, please?
Mr. Archuleta?
Here.
Mr. Dryden?
Here.
Mrs. Quintana? Here. Mr. Rolla?
Here.
Mr. Thomas?
Here. I need a motion for the approval of the minutes on February 14th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Can we have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryden?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
I need a motion for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Can we have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryden?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Okay, moving on to recognitions and celebrations. Dr. Abrego?
Yes, we do have two. Could we have Mr. Paul Sandos from Lester Arnold? You've got, is it two recognitions today? A whole bunch. Well, hey, we got a lot of people here, so. Okay, if you could just give us some help here.
Great, thank you. President Rolla, esteemed board, it's with honor and pleasure I'm here before you today. Is there a matter of order, Monica, which we'd like to do these? Can I do the mayor's awards at first? You know, I'm going to make you come up here. Come on up. And Mrs. Sanders, well, actually her name was Judy Howell, but I always introduce her as married to our former AP. But now my wife is sure that she's my school mom. Come on up. Come on, girl. Yeah, you guys. I'm talking about you guys. It's time. That's Donald. What else do we have? Tiny, come on up here. You see why we call him Tiny? Cambria, Terrell. Folks, these aren't just the best kids in Commerce City. They're the best kids in the world. They've received the Mayor's Award for being a great kid. It just happens that all of them are also our students of the month for the last few months. Tiny has his own nickname. And you know what we found? And I provided you with these little blurbs on them. But every one of these children that Mrs. Howell put up for this award, the one common denominator we had, every one of them is a great kid who likes to help other kids. It didn't matter if it was in science or if it was in algebra. They're constantly working in teams. These are the kind of kids that you want working for you. And at my age, all of them are kids. The new teachers that come in and can work with anybody on the faculty and get a project done, man, those are the ones we want to hire. These are the kids that are going to make Lester Arnold not just proud, but make us put us on the map. Anyway, would you guys like to say something, or you got your cat, got your tongue?
I would just like to say that Lester Arnold. All right, first of all, I want to start with that. I wrestle at Adams City High School, and I just got fifth at state at 126. And thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah, my name is Nicholas Gonzalez, and I'm a student at Lester Arnold, but I wrestle for Adams City. But before I went to Lester, I would travel all around the like country even, just to go to wrestling tournaments, and I got behind in grades, and now I have a 4.0 GPA at Lester, and it has allowed me to just like work with my teachers to get my schoolwork before I even go to the tournament. So then while I'm waiting to wrestle, I can do my schoolwork and I can email my teachers if I need some help, and I know that they'll get back to me as soon as they can. Like I have a 4.0. Like, I'm just so glad that I've even went to Lester Arnold. Like, it's helped me so much, like, throughout my whole career, honestly. Thank you.
You know, the thing about Nick, and you know we make every family come and meet with us before we take you on as a student. When I asked Nick what was your goal for school, he said, I want to be the valedictorian at Lester Arnold. I want to be on stage with you giving a speech and hopefully motivating other kids to graduate and do well. So he actually is here for two things. He's got the Mayor's Award, and he wanted to tell you about our small faculty. We only have 10 teachers, 11. I count sometimes. But the thing is, he's just pointed out my point, that if you go to these teachers and you talk to them beforehand and you plan and you communicate, good things will happen and for you. And he's going to be our valedictorian. I just know it in my heart. You guys? Miss Howell?
Can I say something?
Yes. You just graduated.
Yeah. So my name is Samantha Cruz. I just turned 18. I graduated a couple months early. I had my baby at 16, and I stopped going to Adams City for 2-3 months. When I went back, it wasn't really because they had tried to reach out to me. It was because they called me and said, if you don't go to school, you go to court. So I tried, and that same day I got in a really bad car accident, and my baby was only 2 months old. And in the whole trip of going to get my child because I didn't have a babysitter and coming back to school because I needed a tutor, that's when it happened. But going to Lester has really helped me in a lot of ways. Aside from the fact that there's always people calling you and making sure you get your stuff done, it's really refreshing to know that you have teachers and people that actually care about you aside from academically wise. And I just want to say Lester Arnold is my heaven. I love Lester, even on days when now that I don't have to go to school, I love just going in. And that sounds really dorky, but some of my best friends are teachers now, and I just don't know where I would be without this school.
She's going to be a firefighter. You just have to love it. These kids never stop talking in the hallway. But all of a sudden now they're a little shy. Would you please put your hands together for the Mayor's Award winners from Lester Arnold. Tomorrow they have a semi-formal dinner and presentation on Buffalo Run Golf Course. We could only send 5. And of course, Ms. Hal, would you like to say something more fun? No, she's gone. I get enough talking in for everybody. Thank you guys for being the great kids that you are.
You don't take pictures?
Oh, to take a picture? Guys, come on back. Just get up here in front. And La Familias, come on up.
Next year, we state champ next year. So we're gonna need everybody there because we get them all. I can. Amber, maybe if you stand up.
Yes, I can see everyone. Right here, please. 2 pictures. Here's the first. 1, 2, 3. And one more, please. Ready, set. Get yours? Okay.
That's all we have, I believe. So we can move on.
Oh, okay, I thought we had two, okay. Just like to thank Mr. Santos for doing such a great job over at Lester Arnold, because no matter what they say about our students, we know they're the number one. And him and his staff are doing a great job over there. Thank you.
Doing this.
No audience comments, I guess, huh, Monica? Facility naming, did we get any?
But you have to officially open it and close it.
What'd you say?
You have to officially open it and close it.
Okay, I need a motion to,
Not a motion.
just, I guess, we were supposed to have a facility naming, primarily the swimming pool, and I guess nobody has signed up to speak on his behalf, so I guess we'll just have to bypass that. Moving on to,
You can't bypass it. You have to officially open the hearing and then announce that there are no comments and officially close it.
okay. We're gonna open up the naming of the facility committee. Is anybody from the facility committee here? Hearing none or seeing none, I guess we move on. Moving on to superintendent's report.
On the superintendent's report, we do have two schools that we want to recognize. The first one is going to be Hanson Elementary. Do we have the principal here? Yes, we do. Liz?
Good evening, President Rolla, distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Abrego. We're here to talk to you about the great things that have been happening at Hanson this year. We've had a lot going on at Hanson. And Monica, could you run our slide presentation, please? These are some of our accomplishments, and I have some team members with me to speak a little bit about them. Please come up with me. I have Jody Connolly here, Cruz Hernandez, and we call him Mr. E. They're here to talk. They're going to join me as we do our presentations. Our first thing that we wanted to share as a celebration was that our students in our ballet folklorico, they presented at the Colorado C.A.B.E. Association conference. So they performed in, sorry, I'm nervous. They performed for over 300 educators at this annual conference in Denver. So it was a pretty big deal, and our kids were recognized. Some of our students will speak more about that in a few minutes. And then, as you know, we had 40 students that did work. Our 2nd through 5th graders were here. We were here just about a month ago with 40 of our students that they had their artwork on display at the Denver Art Museum. And that was pretty exciting for us as well. Now, we have Girls on the Run that happened in November. I'll let Jody speak about that.
Good evening. We had some students that were able to participate in Girls on the Run. They did run the 5K at the Candy Run. These students were able to participate through the grants that were provided, and we were able to see a real rise in their abilities to communicate with one another, their abilities to feel positive about themselves, and just a great deal of self-esteem that really improved and allows them to continue to share what they've learned from Girls on the Run. And we're actually in the process of beginning our Spring Girls on the Run there at Hanson. So we're hoping to continue with the program.
Good evening, Board. My name is Cruz Hernandez, and I'm a third grade teacher at Hanson Elementary. I am delighted to be here, and I am here as the representative of the PBIS. This is the rewarding students for good behavior, having our values at school. Currently at Hanson Elementary, we have the CARES, and CARES is an acronym for cooperation, assertiveness, responsibility, empathy, and self-control. Every month, we have an assembly to recognize academic growth, as the PBIS also encompasses that work, awarding certificates for those that have gained 100 points, 50 points, 150 points in the as the data results come to us. We have done lots of work this year. It's ongoing work, always monitoring student behavior, rewarding good behavior. We have done prizes for the kids, pencils, erasers, stickers. We play music for them. We have held raffles also to these raffles are like big items, you know, like a Broncos backpack, things like that. Mr. E is on the committee, and I'm so delighted he's here that way. I'm not by myself, but we have, for a while we were having weekly meetings. You know, we meet according to the needs of the students. If we see a lot of behavior problems that need to be taken care of, you know, we meet and say, well, why don't we try this? Why don't we try that? It really has been, we have had a good year, but it's, you know, it is ongoing. It is ongoing. But I am delighted to be the chairman, and I have great team members on this committee. But like I said, you know, we do have to work on it. Yes, Mr. E? Well, you tell him.
No, you tell him.
Oh, yes. He wants me to make sure to tell you that for Christmas, we rewarded all of the schools, all of the student body at Hanson by decorating cookies. We had cookies and icing and M&Ms, and it was really a treat for the children as the season was approaching. They look forward to having a good time with their teachers, being creative, and just, you know, enjoying being at school. There was a notable difference in their behaviors afterwards. A lot of the children showed a lot of caring, you know, empathy towards others. As a matter of fact, Friday we will have an assembly, and we are going to focus on cooperation. So that's what we do for the PBIS. Okay.
What
Thank
time
you.
what time on Friday?
Yes, on Friday at 10:40, it'll be the K through second grade. At 11:10, we will have the third through fifth grade PBIS assembly. Okay. Yes, please feel free to come.
And
Okay.
our students on Friday will be recognized for this past quality, which is empathy, and then the team will introduce the new one, which is cooperation for the month of March.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at Hanson, we're firm believers in shared leadership. That's why you see adults here sharing the podium with me, but you also will see our students. Our students actually have, our fifth graders have taken over morning announcements. So they'll deliver morning announcements, the weather, what we're doing, if there are activities of the day, if there are any special events coming up, they'll be doing those announcements in English and Spanish. Well, now our fifth graders are teaching our second and our third graders how to do it as well. And I'm not going to say any more because they have their own little presentation that they asked to come and present to you. They're going to talk about this as well, our fifth grade fundraiser for continuation. They'll tell you all about it, so I won't say any more. And we are going to switch. I'm going to let Miss Lopez introduce these amazing fifth grade students. And I'm sure she will tell you about how they've utilized the Chromebooks that you gave us. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. I invited a couple of students to come in come before you to talk to you about their growth, academic worth, but as you can see, we had more than what we asked. And you know what? You cannot stop these brains that are ready to learn and eager to share with you. So we'll leave you with them.
Yeah, help her with the mic. There you go.
Good afternoon. My name is Crystal, and I'll be presenting behavior chart. My name is Crystal Ponyawa. I will presenting how we don't use a behavior chart. We don't use a behavior chart for different reasons. One reason why we don't use a behavior chart is because we're responsible. Another reason is because we know how to behave. We also are smart enough to remember what is expected from us. The last reason is that we are fifth graders. Fifth graders are the leaders from the school. We are a role model for the rest of the school. We learn how to take control of our lives. Thank you.
Mexican dance at the C.A.B.E. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ulises Carrillo. Today I'm going to be talking about some fun things that we did to learn. We did a very special performance at C.A.B.E. It means Colorado Association for Bilingual Education. We did it September 14th and 15th. We went to perform a folkloric dance over there. We started to do these performances to improve on our presentations that we were having in school. We also did it to start learning how to present and speak up, because later on in life we were going to need to present in middle school, high school, college, even at work. We got inspired because we knew that we were going to do a dance representing the land you were born on or the land that you grew on. Thank you for letting me be here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Itzel Huerta. Today I will be talking about advertisements. We have designed some advertisement for our events. For example, we made some posters and flyers to advertise our Hanson Hawk talent show. Without the advertisement, no one would have even known about the talent show. The advertisements helped the Hanson Hawk talent show be very successful. We also made posters and flyers to advertise our 5th grade Friendship Day sale. The advertisements also helped our 5th grade Friendship Day sale become very successful and raise money for our 2017 continuation. I will now talk about the importance of advertisements. These advertisements help us because they will prepare us for the future. The advertisements create interest and persuades customers into buying things. Advertisements are very important. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Xochitl Galvana Costa, and I am a student from Hanson Elementary School located in Commerce City, Colorado. Today I'm going to be talking about the talent show that us 5th grade students came up with. First of all, we wrote a proposal letter to the principal to request permission from her to do the talent show in our school. We waited for the response, and it was yes. Our first plan was to ask Hanson staff if they would like to be some of our supervisors and judges for the talent show. Our second part of the plan was to create posters and flyers so that every student in the school could know that a talent show was going to occur in our school. We also needed to print out permission slips for each student in the school that is willing to stay for auditions after school. Our third part of the plan was to ask Mr. Nicholas to let us borrow the gym for the talent show. This talent show was made to show the students' parents what great talented kids they are and can achieve the goals they have for the future. Now I am going to talk about the winter concert. I also want to mention that the winter concert poster that we made for the Hanson music teacher, Miss Cox. Miss Cox told all the 5th graders to create a poster similar to the one we did for the talent show. So we got everything ready, and we put mountains on it and made it look like Hollywood. We still were not finished, so we assigned each one of us to do a word of the Hanson Hawk or word Hansen so that we can finish it faster. The next day, we glued everything fast and then took it to her, and she was amazed by our hard work we did for her winter concert poster. These two things helped us by helping others accomplish things that need to be done, and it also helped us by having the privilege to do such great events to make our school look amazing. If you work hard to achieve your goals, when I am in college, I will be able to organize such events. Thank you for listening.
Good evening, school board members. My name is Ariana Hernandez. I'm in Hanson Elementary School. I'm in Mrs. Lopez's 5th grade class. Today I will talk about science and oral presentations. My first subject is science. Science is my favorite subject. In science, we read something different every day. We make projects and try out new experience. First, we learn about the subject. Then we make a plan. We talk about the subject and learn more. Finally, we will go home and construct a project. The next day, we will present our project and talk about something that helped us build the project. Speaking about projects, I brought some to share with you. The first project is a solar system. A solar system has 8 planets and the sun. The planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Did you notice there's no moon in the solar system? That is because each planet has its own moon. I wonder how the planets stay in place. They stay in place by an orbit. An orbit are some invisible lines, so the orbit is the one keeping them in place. The next project I brought is a lunar cycle. Some of you might be wondering, what is a lunar cycle? Well, I'm here to tell you that a lunar cycle contains a new moon, a young moon, a waxing crescent moon, a waxing quarter moon, a waxing gibbous moon, a full moon, a waning gibbous moon, a waning quarter moon, a waning crescent moon, and an old moon. These are the moons we have in a single night. So you might say that a lunar cycle is the moons we have in a single night. Today I will also be talking about an oral presentation. While an oral presentation, we have to have a great, loud, and fluent voice. We also have to have eye contact and great posture in order to become a pro with oral presentations. You also need to keep everything organized and in the correct sequence. These are things you have to include in an oral presentation. While other persons are presenting, we have to have eye contact with the speaker and we have to ask them questions or give them feedback. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christopher Galvan. This evening, I will be talking about a day without immigrants. This day is mostly has to do with our new president, Donald Trump. Talking about immigrants, we had to skip school, work, and could not go to shop for groceries, so that people can see how it feels being without immigrants. I want to share with you how I feel about this day. I think it's a good idea because we needed to send a message to our new president, Donald Trump. He said that he doesn't want immigrants in the U.S. I felt sad because my parents come from Mexico. I supported that day so that they can see it will be affected without immigrants in the U.S. Now I will talk about my feelings about the new president, Donald Trump. I feel like we are being judged because he said a lot of things about us immigrants. I think others in the United States felt judged because Donald Trump's commented that we bring bad things to the U.S. But to me, most immigrants come to work to make money and provide for their family. About Trump's speech, Make America Great Again speech, to me as a kid, that speech means that he will take it back to the racism days where black and white were not getting along. My question for you is, how are you supporting us? Thank you for having us today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jenna Jackson. Today I'll be talking about our USBs. This year we have USBs to help us with our work. USBs are small pocket-sized objects that save your work that you did on the computer. They are so small you could carry them around instead of taking a bunch of papers. They are also helping the environment. We don't have to use paper, and that means we don't have to cut down more trees. It's called paperless portfolio. Second of all, we can learn how to type while getting our work done. USBs help us save our work in the flash drive after we install it to the device. When we finish our work, we can go to Store and Go, and we could drag our work to Store and Go. Then our work is saved in the flash drive, but be careful, don't just pull it out, you have to eject it. If you don't eject it, your USB can be permanently damaged. First, you have to go to the bottom of your screen, and there is two choices, the hidden button or the image of the USB. You click one of them, and it will say eject, store, and go. Click it to remove. We have learned a lot about technology, and it makes our life much easier. We will have to use this information in middle school, high school, and in college, so it's good practice. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maya Salazar. I am from Hanson Elementary. Today I'm here to talk about student council. Why we wrote a proposal letter to the principal. We wrote a proposal letter because in order to start a student council, we need the permission from the principal. We cannot just start a club without the permission of the principal. Now I would like to read one paragraph of a letter as an example. Dear Miss Balderas, how are you? I hope you are doing well. I would like to talk about starting a student council. Student council is more than just an alumni-based organization. Student council will be a bond amongst the student body. After we get approval for the student council, we will assign jobs. This is how we will do it. We assign jobs based on the democratic voting system. All vote using secret ballots. All the end, whoever obtains the majority of votes, that candidate is installed in their winning office. Offices held are president of the classroom, vice president, secretary, treasurer. Then we will also ask the teachers of each grade to elect one student from their classroom to join the student council. How this is going to help us improve our leadership skills and increase academic achievement. Planning this group will help us learn how to organize and ensure something will work. We are learning to think critically. Example, when we are planning, you're thinking about the process and how to solve problems. This will also help us increase academic achievement because if you're creating an organization, you're learning how to accomplish things in the correct order. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jane Martinez. Today, I will be presenting the 5th grade continuation plan 2016-2017. We started to plan our continuation, but we needed money. My 5th grade classmates thought of ways we can raise money, so we can use that money for our continuation. We came up with a sale called the Friendship Day Sale. We are also going to do catering. Catering means provide food and drink typically at social events and in professional capacity. Then we had a classroom meeting with all the 5th graders. We all decided to do the waltz. The dance is basically dance as mostly dance at your graduation in college. This also helps us get prepared for college. We also chose our clothes. Since we are such a democratic class, we voted for a royal blue dress and black shoes for the girls, and a white shirt, a royal blue tie, and black shoes for the boys. We are going to be purchasing the tassels. After deciding, we had a parent meeting and we talked about the votes and ideas. The parents agreed with us and added more detail. We also explained that we will be doing the waltz. This is what we have planned so far. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyan, and I am going to share with you about the 100 things we love about Hanson. I would like to let you know that many schools celebrate differently. Our entire school does celebrate the 100 days of school, but in our school we change it a little bit. We call it 100 Days Smarter. The way we celebrate these 100 days The way we celebrate these 100 days was by writing a small heart, one reason why we love Hanson. We had a very good experience in the past 100 days, and now it's the 116th day of school. These experiences helped us learn more or want to learn more. The reason we do this is we love to show our appreciation to teachers, friends, and all of the other workers in the building. I think that it is good for the students because we have an opportunity to tell the teachers what we have learned in Hanson. I love Hanson for many reasons. People who do not like Hanson come here and change their mind. I also like Hanson because there are many people that have really big dreams, and I think Hanson can make those dreams come true. Thank you.
And this is your investment because the Chromebooks is being very helpful. It's a useful tool where our students are creating PowerPoints and writing and typing everything from benchmark. All the close reading, all their responses are typed after they have written in a hard copy, a composition notebook, and then just transfer. Everything that they have read, they created by themselves. And a little bit of help probably from editing from someone, but it's minimum. Most of the writing and most of what they have expressed comes from their heart. And I hope that you come and visit them. They work very much with technology, and they're very happy to look at their faces. It's just so amazing to see their faces, how great they are, because it's late, but they still had to go and do math homework. They probably have finished because they're so great too, right? And they're happy to be here. Thank you very much for having us.
So I think you can see that was an example of what some of the kids are learning at Hanson and how they're taking ownership for their learning. I have one last thing to share with you, if I may approach. We have our latest data. And what we saw with our latest data from on STAR in reading and math is we saw significant growth, particularly school-wide in math. We are seeing phenomenal growth in our kids. There's some kids sitting here right now that are performing at the 7th and 8th grade level in math. We have some kids that are still struggling, and we're working on interventions to support those kids as well. We have kids that are reading above grade level at the 7th and 8th grade level as well in reading, and our kids are moving. So may I approach?
Thank you.
If you have any questions about this data, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm sorry, sir.
What is the gentleman's name? Is his name Devontae? The gentleman, the young man that spoke.
About?
The president. What's his name?
His name is Christopher.
Oh, Christopher, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is the end of our presentation. With your permission, I'd like to ask for a round of applause for our students, please. And don't forget their parents who support them, and we're very grateful to you as well.
And Mr. Rolla, is it all right if I make a comment?
Yes, go
I
ahead.
just want to say thank you very much to all the students, the parents, the teachers, and the principals from Hanson. But you forgot one very important thing that we've got to keep telling everyone. If I am correct, I hope I'm saying the right thing, your school was in priority improvement, but now you are in improvement. We are the only school in improvement. They're the only school in improvement. So now if you could move up one more notch, you're going to be at performance, and you're going to be like a B school. So great job for all our students and staff. Thank you.
Mr. Thomas,
Christopher, can you come up, please? Good. Thanks. Yeah. Huh? I want to say thank you very much for your speech, your presentation, your PowerPoint. It really hit home to me, and I think a whole bunch of us sitting in here. But not only that, me and Mr. Archuleta was speaking earlier about doing communication. We was going to ask this board to make a stronger, more a board policy about safe schools for our students, and making sure that you and your friends and your fellow classmates and anybody in this district not be afraid to go to school, not be afraid to open their door, not be afraid to come and be scared of anything. And what you said made us, we was going to do it at communication, but I think we're going to have to do it a little earlier and set priorities for this district to understand that our students come first, no matter who's sitting in the White House.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, we have one more school that we're going to recognize.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd just like to commend the students for going up to the mic and giving their speech. There's many times that we have high school kids that don't know how to speak in front of a mic. So for you young students to come up and speak, you did it wonderful. Before we get going, if they have to leave, because I know they have homework and have stuff, so you can go ahead and leave now.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for showing
coming up.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Now everybody from the back come up. Dave.
Thank you.
Hey, Dave. Now everybody from the
Good night.
back. Everybody from the back move up now.
All right, good night. Good night. Great job. I just love these little girls.
Thank you. Are we ready?
It was brought to my attention that the people in the back should now move up to the front. Don't be shy. Okay.
We have one more. Also, we have Kearney Middle School is going to do a report. BJ, do you want to bring your crew up and give us your information?
Superintendent Dr. J, President Rolla. I feel blessed because all these kids are coming to Kearney. 'Cause they're all my fifth graders, so I feel real blessed. A lot of good writing there. We were asked to present WEB, which is a program that we have at Kearney, and it stands for Where Everybody Belongs. And these are our three counselors. They wrote a grant 2 years ago, and we were able to get a counselor off of a grant that's paid for by the Colorado Department of Education. The staff decided to break down the counselors, one per each grade level for our students, and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they do.
Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Brego and President Rolla and the distinguished board. It is very nice to be here, and thank you very much for inviting us, and thank you parents also for coming tonight. We went to this training that you provided the resources for in the beginning of February, and it was an exciting time for us. We learned a lot as a counseling team. It was 3 days long, and it was from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, and it was very informative and instructive. The wonderful thing about this is we are now able to take what we've learned back to our students. Where Everyone Belongs, the WEB program, is an orientation program for the sixth graders coming from fifth grade coming into our middle school. And as you know, oftentimes fifth graders are very attached to their elementary schools and their teachers, and they're afraid of making that transition. The WEB program puts in place systems in which the students feel safe and secure and welcomed. And the most marvelous thing about it, it is led by the 8th grade students.
Good evening, I'm Heather Summers. I'm the 6th grade counselor at Kearney.
So in addition to what Ms. Jane said, the 8th graders are trained in the web program and are able to help the 6th graders adjust to middle school. They help us by giving tours for the new students. They've come with me to visit elementary schools to give lessons to the 5th graders. And they've come into classes with me to help the students, especially the bilingual students, with ICAP, the Individual Career and Academic Planning. So WEB is a very important program to our school, and we are excited to be able to be trained and carry it on next year for our incoming 5th graders.
Good evening. My name is Alicia Damon. I'm the 8th grade counselor, and I am also within WEB, we also have a WEB class every morning, and I'm the teacher for the WEB class as well. So I get to hang out with our WEB leaders every day, which is the best part of my day. So within our WEB class, we're doing a lot of things as far as building those leaders that are going on to high school. We work very closely with the 6th grade teachers and with the 6th grade counselor on building those relationships. I have WEB leaders that go into classrooms every morning, and we'll check in with their 6th graders. They help with lockers. They will do the tours, just like Ms. Summers said, but they also are going into our ELA classes in the mornings, and they're working specifically with students, doing a lot of one-on-one reading with them and continuing to build up those skills. They also are working currently on a leadership project for me that is going to incorporate PBIS with it. So they work hand in hand with one another to create a field day for the end of the school year for any student that has zero discipline. And they are wanting to do a carnival. So we are working on the logistics right now, and they're putting together a presentation actually for Ms. BJ as we speak in class to be able to present that, to see what it is that we can do as far as logistics are concerned. Within the transition program and WEB itself, WEB also acts as an anti-bullying program very intensely. We have a lot of our WEB students will actually help facilitate conversations with the 6th and 7th graders about bullying and or will help with mediations. I had an 8th grader today that was with me actually in the hallway, and we had another student that was having a rough time, and the WEB leader pulled them aside without me saying anything and was very willing to be like, checking in, what's going on, how can I help you? They are constantly working on building up not only their individual communication skills, but their group communication and group leadership. So the WEB program works in a lot of ways to just really help us cultivate a very positive culture and environment for our school and building that true community feel. They are very loving and very attentive with our 6th graders and with our 7th graders. They work on movie nights. They invite parents to come into the school and to the school building to help build some more of those relationships. And honestly, they blow me away every day. They are just wonderfully incredible people, and I've just seen them really grow into being high schoolers, and they're really blossoming. They work so hard to keep their grades up so that they can maintain and stay in WEB. They have to have a 2.5 GPA. They can't have any Fs or Ds to be in WEB. They also have to have zero discipline. So if they get an out-of-school suspension, they are no longer in WEB. But we haven't had to deal with that this year because they want to be there. They want to be in that place and they want to be in that position. So with this training, I think that we were able to learn a lot of things and to help build up what our curriculum is going to look like for next year. We actually do have a curriculum book, if you would like to see it, that was provided to us by Boomerang, because it's a Boomerang project, is with WEB. So we're happy to show that to you if you would like to see it. It's a full curriculum that starts from March 1st. We're going to start recruitment for next year, and it goes all the way through the school year into next year. So we're happy to show that to you if you would like. But thank you so much for the opportunity and allowing us to have that experience, because I think I can safely say and speak for the three of us that it was like nothing I have ever been a part of before. So thank you very much.
That's just a minimum of what these young ladies do. On top of that, they have ICAP, 5th grade transition, our 6th grade counselors in all the elementary schools, 8th grade transition where Ms. Damon works with the high school in alignment. There's STEM night that the 7th grade counselor brings in. They are constantly bringing things into Kearney, getting the community involved. Last night at Pie Night was the most attendance we've had in 2 years. So I can see that the community is starting to build. And one thing, Dr. Abrego, I want to thank you for bringing the Spanish to our employees in the district. Every single one of these counselors is in the Spanish class. Y practicamos diario con todos los estudiantes y también con las consejeras. Now you're going to translate what I said, see? Okay. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
I have one. How many students is in the web?
There are 75 web students currently. It is, we like to do a 2 to 10 ratio. Sorry, excuse me. So 75 students currently. We like to do a 2 to 10 ratio. So it's 2 web leaders per 10 6th graders. And if we have any new 7th graders that are just coming into Kearney as well, they're welcome to come in as well. And we also put them in groups.
Okay, thank you.
BJ, is this the same one when my grandson was there? Because he was talking about web.
Yes, it's the same
Okay,
program.
So I know
Yes,
a little
ma'am.
bit about it then.
Yes, ma'am. And
So
it's, peer on
he
peer.
loved it.
They all want to be in web, and they know it's a selective process, and they know that they have to really put 110% in order to stay there. Ms. Damon's pretty strict with that. So, and then again, thanks for the restorative justice that was brought to us with Susan Cardassis and Ruben Chacon, that we've been able to cut down on our suspensions and thus have more success with our students in programs such as web.
Thank you so much.
Any other?
No,
I'd
that's
just
all.
like to say it's good to see counselors start working with students. I think that's an art that was lost because of all the other duties that were given to them. But I think it's a great thing when we have counselors working with the students, not just at the middle schools, but as Mr. Thomas brought up here last board meeting concerning dropout rates. If our counselors can work with our students, we can keep them in school. So good job, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one last thing, we do a lot of home visits with these counselors as well.
I love hearing that.
And while we're here, if I may approach the board just to give you an invitation to STEM night.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
And just to add on to BJ there, I think that's one of the arts that we have lost is making a lot of home visits. I know I had a good friend who used to work at Kearney, and she used to make a lot of home visits, and you'd be surprised how many students she was able to get back to school. So keep up the good work.
Good. And that's all we have for our
Thank
board
you,
reports.
ladies.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to routine items. Personnel, I need a motion on superintendent's recommendation for personnel items.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, could we have roll call, Monica, please?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to business, 1.0 grant. Superintendent's recommendation, I need a motion for the approval to apply for a district-wide Terra intervention grant from the Colorado Department of Education.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can we have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to other, 2.1, superintendent's recommendation, I need a motion for the approval of overnight field trip for the Adams City High School varsity baseball team to play Trinidad High School in Trinidad, Colorado on March 24th through 25th, 2017.
So moved. Oh, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, could I have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on, 2.2, superintendent's recommendation, I need a motion for the approval of an overnight field trip by the Kearney Middle School Advanced 8th grade band students to Glenwood Springs, Colorado on April 20th through 21st, 2017.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, could I have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to 2.3, Superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for the approval of payment to resolve the enmity agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, could I have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.4, Superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for a contract with the American Logistic Company for incidental transportation service.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, could we have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on, 2.5, I need a superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for a contract with Ann Ross, teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing, to provide services for students with an educational significant hearing loss for the 2016-2017 school year.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, could we have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on, 2.6, superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion to establish a contract with Ann Hastings Baker, audiologist, to provide educational hearing evaluations and services for students with a hearing disability for the 2016-2017 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call? Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on, 2.7, superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for the approval to purchase HP Chromebooks and cards to support the Beyond textbooks.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Is Kearney supposed to be in this? Is Kearney part of the schools?
I'm sorry.
Is Kearney part of the school, 6th grade?
The textbooks, the Beyond textbooks you're talking about?
Yes.
It is Rose Hill, Central, and our high school.
Hanson, Kemp, Central, okay. And I got a question for Ms. Hernandez, please.
Two computers and a folder of paper.
May the 10th, the board of 2016 approved 495 HP laptops from out the General Fund Technology Special Projects. Was those for the teachers?
The HPs were for teachers, yes.
And did all the teachers get those computers?
We are going door to door every day, knocking on those doors which have not come and collected their new machine.
So if we are to purchase 1,200 HP computers, how we know those gonna get out by August the 1st if we still having trouble with the 495?
So the 495 were HP laptops for teachers who currently have devices. So some of them, for example, the gentleman doing the yearbook at the high school, he is not wanting to transition his device when he is 40 days away from completing submission on the yearbook. So we know where his is. The 1,200 Chromebooks that are also HP are student devices. We will be deploying those this spring for grades 3 and 4. And if Park goes smoothly and my IT staff is not out solid running around doing Park issues, then we'll be able to deploy 9th grade Chromebooks in carts to the locations that we anticipate those classrooms to be in where Beyond textbooks will be implemented.
Now, do those teachers have to come back and get Beyond textbooks, any software added to those computers?
Beyond Textbooks is web-based, and the Chromebooks are for students, not for teachers.
Right, but do the teachers have to get theirs updated?
They do not.
They do not, okay. All right, I'm good.
Anyone else? Thank you for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Okay, can we have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Okay, moving on to 2.8, Superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for the approval of a temporary employee part-time for family and community engagement involvement, the implementation of parent universities, conduct training, and support other family engagement activities.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, could I have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Need a moving on, 2.9, Superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for the approval to purchase a new engine replacement and parts for a Fleet Bluebird bus.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, could I have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Mr. Dryling?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Mr. Thomas?
Aye.
Moving on to 2.10, Superintendent's recommendation. I need a motion for the approval of parts purchased through Colorado West Equipment Industry exceeding $15,000 per policy DJ.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, could I have roll call, Monica?
Mr. Archuleta?
Aye.
Aye.
Mrs. Quintana?
Aye.
Mr. Rolla?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to communication. Well, that's a quick one. Communication. I'd just like to communicate here, when was it, last Friday or something? In there, Dr. Abrego and I, we went to the summit of Adams County and talked about the general things that are happening throughout the county. And there, I think every school district was there. And one of the things that caught my attention, I already mentioned Dr. Abrego here, is that two schools are moving towards technology, or what is it, CTE. And I'm thinking, we're going to have to move also. Because if we don't move, we're going to lose students. And one of them is just our neighbor, District 12. Is going to, and I forgot who the other one is. At one time, our school district was the #1 in the state, and all of a sudden we're down at the bottom because we don't move with what we're supposed to. There are many, many jobs out there that are asking for CT to come in and do. Welding, so many welders. I know mechanics. I know your Rickenbogs, who handles Cadillac, and Medved handles Cadillac. They have to share mechanics because there's not enough mechanics out there, making on the average of $90 an hour. So we should start looking at it, and I don't know, I already talked to Dr. Abrego about it, and he said he would start looking into it, but I just want to make sure that we work on this. And I know we have a good program, and I'll be #1 to tell you, I pulled my Corvette out of the auto body there a month ago, and you ought to see all the compliments I get on the job that those kids did. And little Tiny here, I told him thanks for the work on it because he was one of the ones that worked on that car. Our kids have the capability to do it, but we have to give them the tools to train them and get them ready for that world. Everything's not about college. I know we preach college, 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 but doggone it, everything's not about college. Our kids work with their hands. Many of our kids work a lot with their hands, and they do amazing things with this. So I hope that when we start looking at a curriculum, that we start looking and taking into consideration CTE. Is there any other?
I would like to add to that because when we were still in the old ad building many years ago, that was one of the things I brought up in the board meeting was, why don't we have more mechanics, programs? Because we knew they were moving to automation, the technical, the computer and all that. And the person and I won't give his name, that was involved over the program said that was too expensive. At that time, it was like $25,000. And my thought as an employee and as a parent, I'm with Dave, Mr. Rolla, that everybody isn't going to go to college. A lot of them need a trade. Some of our kids are getting up there and they're finding out they can't cut it. But maybe they can cut it with a trade, And I heard on the news that that is exactly the topic. We need to teach a lot of our children a trade because there's money in a trade, to support themselves. And I just think I'm a firm believer that our children deserve the best. They deserve it. And I don't think it's too much to ask that we provide that for them. So, I agree with you.
Thank you. That's the only thing we agree on.
So,
Anybody else? Communication?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. And this is along lines of communication. Last week, we had a bus accident, and thankfully there was no kids that were injured, but the board did not know about it. And this is something that involves our kids, and when I get texts from kids' parents asking me what happened and I don't have a clue, it kind of makes us look a little embarrassed. Second thing is, the Broncos had on their website today that they are going to be here at Adams City with the athletic director supporting our program like we talked about a couple of months ago, but I don't see it even on our website. This is something exciting for our school district to partner with the Broncos, and why isn't it there? Why isn't it being positive information pushed out to our community when today we live in such a negative society? We need that kind of stuff. So I'd like to ask why that's not being pushed out, and why aren't we getting emails about incidents that happen inside our schools?
President Rolla, members of the board, first of all, let me affirm exactly what you're saying, that it's extremely important for board members to have information quickly and accurately about things that are happening in the district, whether that is a crisis situation or positive good news, things that are going on. We firmly believe in that. First of all, let me say that since Dr. Abrego has come on board, he has certainly established that it's a priority for us to keep you board members informed, and has set up a process for communicating that. And it involves people filtering information through me, and I send you emails. I know you've all been receiving those. However, we have also had some changes in staffing on the leadership level, and I know that we are still getting used to, the people that are new to that system are getting used to the protocols. Some of those folks are also folks that have been here for a number of years, and it's easy to fall back into the old system of expectations. So we acknowledge that there was a mistake made. We know that there was a breakdown in communication. I know that leadership has identified that and talked with staff about it, and we feel confident that in that case, that problem will be resolved. As for the Broncos, this is the first that I've heard of it. And I was just at the high school this morning, in fact. So we need to do a better job in working with our principals to tell us those things. There are a lot of moving parts in the district, but it's very easy, or at least we think we've made it easy, for our schools, the leaders and teachers to pick up the phone or to quickly email me. And we have a system for pushing that information out. So we just need to engage the people that are in the know at the school building level.
Well,
we apologize for the shortfall.
The Broncos have a very nice article about them helping our school district at our high school. It was very nice to read.
That's great.
Disappointing not to see it on our website.
I would agree.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
The second item I have, I'm going to ask to go into executive session to get legal advice on a particular matter.
Can we do executive session after we finish communications?
Sure.
Yeah, we can. Okay. I just want to say, last week on the 23rd of February, I was at Rose Hill Math Literacy Night. It was outstanding. Parents from kindergarten, first grade, fifth graders taught me some math, and it was just great. Also, I had the opportunity to the film club is called the Tomorrow Makers with Marcos Galabi. If you don't know this gentleman and what he's doing in our district, it is phenomenal. To have Univision come and sit for 2 days at Rose Hill to interview our kids, to interview him and put it on TV nationwide. And that's something, again, we didn't get an email, but since Rose Hills is one of my schools and I was invited to go to the math literacy program, I happened to see what was going on and went in there and took pictures with them. I mean, this is some things, we get so much negative that we overlooking the positive of Univision coming to our district for 2 days to interview our film club, the district film club. And I remember a time last year that we had to, couldn't buy DuPont, when they was at DuPont and gave us 3 proposals to help this club. Because it was a club, we could not do so much. But it's just outstanding. And to be a board member and to walk in there and see the film and the camera set up, that's pride. That's Adams 14 pride. But Mr. Weber, I need to bring something to your attention, please. As I was at Rose Hill, I noticed on the east side that your team cleaned up the vandalism that was on there. I just have a question. Less than 20, maybe 3 feet away from the vandalism, it's a camera. The safety of these students, their family, the teachers, everybody in this district depends on the cameras. Does the camera work?
I couldn't answer that at this moment if somebody hasn't reviewed that camera to see if that camera is actually up and running.
Just.
Yes, sir. I'm Dan Jasek. I'm lead security for the district. I looked at that camera. We found people that had tagged, but it was dark at night and there was no lighting to where we could see who it was specifically, but we did see that there were we did find the vandals on the film.
And to Mr. Weber, we got capital improvements for district-wide security cameras for $120,000.
That is correct.
Is this something, do we need to upgrade the cameras to, because I got my cameras at night, I can look and see everything around my house at night, so I'm just trying to figure out why is we not, what's the problem? Because
yeah, the cameras,
helping you helps the district, helps the students, it follow chain of command. I'm just trying to figure out how can we make this better.
Okay, that is correct. We do have those funds. We are currently going through the schools. As I had mentioned last week, we are doing the door access systems first, and then we are going to the closed-circuit TV, and we do have a more updated version of the closed-circuit TV. The current system is a old analog system. The newer system is an IP, which gives more clarity with an infrared lens and hopefully give us better clarity of the property when we have incidences of such nature.
Thank you.
I have a question for our security officer here.
Yes, sir.
Are you out of the high school, sir?
Yes, sir.
How many cameras don't work at the high school?
We have, the other day I put in a work order and we had probably about 11 down, and then we did have one of the individuals come by and fix we're having problems there with one of the DVRs. When the DVR goes down, it kind of shuts down. We do need to upgrade some of the memory and we do need to upgrade some of the outdoor cameras. Right now, we're in that process. So right now, there might have been 7 that were down at the time, and he fixed them all. But we still have some other problems with color and pixelation and things of that nature.
How many cameras do you need extra?
At the high school?
Yes.
Well, there are not enough outside, for the baseball fields, those facilities there. But I'm working very closely with Mr. Weber on that, and we're trying to get that done too. But we also have in the district a couple other buildings that have no cameras, like our preschools. They might have 1 camera, so that's part of the process that we're working on right now, is to upgrade those schools to at least get some cameras there. Our Kids First Center doesn't have any cameras at all, so we're going to get those there, and those are prioritized through. Unfortunately, Mr. Weber's been down a couple people, so I know that Felix and some of the people that work for him are working very hard at getting those fixed. So, but we do need continued help to upgrade, especially the outdoor cameras. Those are older systems and older cameras, and
they're real grainy.
They're very grainy,
Yeah.
exactly, very grainy. But we're gonna need help too with some of the protocols of memory and getting them, to where they keep longer. Does that make sense?
So do I understand that here shortly there'll be a proposal brought to Dr. J about adding more funds to that budget to get those cameras not only upgraded, but added more cameras to our buildings?
Yeah, we currently have the cameras in the, what they call now the NVRs, to address the shortfall of the areas where we had an assessment of the needs out at the locations. Unfortunately, the high school is not included in that due to the system is a single source system, and it can't be blended with the system we currently have. So that system is being supported directly by the company that installed it, and we don't have the licensing to even work on it. All we can do is reset the NVR and turn it back on.
Then why do we have the system if we can't do anything with it?
That was done during the construction of that facility, sir. I cannot answer why that system was selected.
Okay, I mean, for me, I mean, it's a big risk. I mean, this can help our liability. If something goes wrong, someone gets hurt, or is an accident, or we have no cameras at our kids, our daycare, I mean, this is a huge liability for the district not to have those cameras and have them working.
That is correct. VTI is the vendor that supports that system. And those systems, once we know that, obviously, if they go down, I'm not certain how often, somebody's reviewing and identifying when they're up and running and when we've had incidences where they're not. We try to make those corrections as quickly as possible with the individual we have on staff.
Now, Scott, is there a person at each school that's designated to review the cameras, or is it just you?
The security at all schools can review, and that's another process that Mr. Weber and I have been working on, is trying to get some control of who has viewability because of a litigation on that also. So right now this past fall, I put forth to the legal department a board policy about camera usage. It kind of stalled because we don't have a legal department right now. But I mean, I would like to resurrect that and maybe put that forward. But yes, it is a huge liability who does review them. Right now, I do have access with the security personnel throughout the district. Also, some administrators throughout the district have access to that, like the principals at the grade schools or things of that nature. We have a brand new system at Hanson, so we have really 3 systems going. His team is doing a great job working very hard at trying to unify it, because we did, the system they purchased at the high school, to be frank with you, wasn't the best system. That's just the reality.
Is it under contract to that company? Is that why they run it?
When they bought that system is a sole source system, which allows them being the only company that can work on it, make repairs to it. It's like buying a BMW. You got to take your BMW back to that dealership to have it worked on. You can't take it over to Honda.
Kind of like McCandless.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. If that's the case, ain't it a warranty? Do we have to pay a year.
I was gonna say.
We have to pay for a licensing agreement for a number of seats. That means the number of people that can actually get on and look at it. And that's what we are paying for, but it does not cover any maintenance or warranty with the system in place.
Dr. Brago, can you find out when that contract is up?
Yes, I'll look into that for you.
Thank you. And one more thing before we go. I'd like for this board to make a resolution or a board policy about our students, letting them know that they're in a safe school. And I'm asking, can Dr. Brago draw that up and have it for us as soon as possible so we can look at that? Is that all right?
A resolution or a policy?
A policy, a board policy.
Didn't we have something like that for, like, Safe to Tell already in process? It's called the Safe to Tell. It means our district is safe. They can go to anybody.
Can we?
Is that different?
And just so the board knows, we're going to be working with C.A.B.E, and we're going to be updating every single policy. Once we update every single policy, if there's a need for any others, we could also include those.
But I want it to get out again to the district to let them know that these students are in a safe school zone. Go ahead.
I think, Mr. Thomas, is what you're replying to is the immigration issues that are currently in place. I know a few districts that have done that. DPS has put something out. Jeffco is currently working on something that they're putting out.
Right.
I would just caution that we should probably, if we're going to put something out, let legal look over it so there not any legal advice on that
We
matter.
can look at DPS and see what they got. So we need to do something for our students. We got 80%.
I have that on my desk right now if you want a copy before you leave.
You can give it
But
to
in the
Dr.
meantime,
Brago.
maybe Ms. Asmus could put something out, a short little,
That the board is working on.
that
and
we're
letting-
working on it. And then when we get it, you know.
And that's what I wanted to bring forward. Part of the access system that we're putting in is a fob. So in the past years, we've had a number of keys misplaced, lost, stolen. And so this fob helps us if that is misplaced or stolen. We can shut that fob down to stop that access to that building by that individual. When we lose a key, we end up having to go around and try to rekey the whole facility. So that's why we're putting that in place first, and then coming back to the security cameras.
Thank you.
Mr. Weber, can you work with Dr. J, get a proposal together on how much it's going to cost to upgrade our security system, and so we can have a proposal here so we can look at it?
Absolutely.
The other?
Right there, Sheila.
Sheila, Miss Burke, I mean. Could you look into if there's a grant or something that we could apply for to, once we see the cost for updating all our security cameras? Because I know firsthand they were bad, even just to try to look at, like at your face as close as it is, you know, we'd have a hard time.
Yes, I
So-
will look into it and provide my report to
Okay.
Dr. Brago.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Executive session.
Is there any other?
I'm good.
Okay. At this time, there is a need to move into an executive session. Under Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402, parentheses 4, parentheses B, legal advice. Board to conference with an attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific matters. Also, there will be no other discussion following executive session, so you're all free to move. So I need a motion to move into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a discussion? Can we have roll call, Monica?
Aye.
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 We will now move into executive session at 7:54. Drive safely. I don't know if it's still snowing or not.
It's only 8 o'clock, guys.
Be happy.